Was a different kind of high when you deliver a load and you get paid for it the same day. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the load board because I was making like $800 a week. I'm looking at the load board and saying, damn, I could do this load going from Atlanta to Albany, $800 or something. I'm like, man, I can make that in a day. That was a different kind of high when you deliver a load and you get paid for it the same day. Whew. And you coming from paycheck to paycheck, and you coming from work. Not well, yeah, you coming from paycheck to job, and you drop a load, you get paid the same day. Man, that put blood in your mouth. Shit, you making $800 a week, you start making $800 in a day. But it took me a while if I got my authority and shit. But when I did, man, I was turned up. I make $800 in a day, bro. And then when the market is good, you can test your abilities and you can make. I was making $6,000 a week locally in Georgia on the regular.
The one thing you got to understand is when you finally make that transition, to where you were working a warehouse job, or you were low income, or you just got out of prison and you got into trucking, you finally get that check, or you finally deliver that one load and you make what you was making in a week, it's the best feeling ever. It's the best feeling ever to make what you made in a week, in a day. Where people make the mistake is they think it's going to last forever. They think that, oh, I'm going to make this every single day of my trucking career. You have to plan for the bad times. But there's nothing like delivering a load. Like you said, you're making $6,000 a week. So let's just say you're making $8,000, whatever, $800 a day. And you get that, and after you was making that in a week, and you get that in a day, that should give you freedom. That should give you joy. That should really get you wanting more. But where people make the mistake, they think it's going to happen forever. So as I tell you, when you become a trucking company owner, when I talk to my mentees and they go through my courses and stuff, I tell them this. Prepare for the bad times. So out of that 800 you making every day, I know it's sweet, but maybe put 200 a day up. Because you still got expenses. You still got to pay for gas. You still got to pay for IFTA. You still got to pay insurance. You have to understand your cost. A lot of people don't even know what their CPM is. A lot of people don't know what their break even is. A lot of people don't know when they're going to have their net profit. See, the terms that I'm saying, that's business terms. These are things you have to know because why you're in the business of trucking. But there's nothing like that first feeling getting that check. I remember when I first got my check, and I had a box truck. I started with a box truck, and I got paid, I want to say like $1,500 in a day doing local deliveries for Kroger. And I was like, what? And I have money because, I did trucking and stuff. I did play basketball. But when you could play basketball professional and you got to figure life out, and you figure it out, and you finally got this thing and you start this business and you make a little bit of money on your first day, like $1,500, what do? You pumped. But you got to think, this ain't going to last forever. So you got to move accordingly in this industry just like that. You got to think that when I get this money, it's a great feeling. But let me put my money up. That's the biggest thing, man. Trucking can turn your life around like that. But it can turn it just like that for good and bad. But a lot of people that get into trucking, they ain't got a whole lot. They're looking at trucking as a source to make money. But once you get into it, you own a trucking company, you become patient, you do everything the right way, and you finally start making that money. It's a great feeling. That's a great feeling of independence. That's a great feeling of self-worth. That's a great feeling of saying, I can do this. Trucking has turned around so many people's lives where a lot of people didn't have a pot to piss in to where they millionaires. Because trucking rewards hard work. Trucking rewards people that puts it in every single day. Hard work. No excuses. But trucking will kick you out if you're bad with money. That's the constant theme. If you're bad with money, you're bad with how much you're getting every single day, you're going to fail. 85% of trucking companies go out of business within the first year. The stats don't lie. So when we see these things and we talk about this, we see why people go out of business. Oh, the rates go bad. The rates is this. Nah, you just bad in business. See, a lot of truckers don't say that. What's your CPM? I don't know. Bad with business. How much is your IFTAs this month? I don't know. Bad with business. IRP coming up. How much is that? I don't know. How bad with business. How much money did you spend on repairs this month? I don't know. Bad with business. Don't become a pass-through in trucking. What do I mean by that? The money passes through you. You get it, you pass it, you go somewhere else. So this is why we tell people that you have to be able to be in a position to understand money. I believe that the DOT needs to step in and start making it mandatory for people to start going to school, start getting owner-operator courses, start learning. There needs to be a bigger emphasis on education. We're looking at that for the CDL schools, but there needs to be a bigger emphasis on education and trucking for the financial side, for the money side, because a lot of you guys don't know how to handle money, and that's okay. I blame that on where you came. So you didn't have time to learn. You didn't have the resources, but you have to be able to get the resources now through a grant or something to where you can learn the industry. If you don't learn the industry, then what's going to happen? You will fail. If you don't know what a profit and loss sheet looks like, you will fail. If you don't know how to get cheaper diesel, you will fail. If you don't understand how your factoring company is taking too much money, you will fail. These are all the things that you need to understand in the business of trucking. This is why I feel like I'm really working on the educational side, because I see once people start working through my courses and they start getting mentored by me, they survive. They understand business. See, I'm a trucker. I'm a former professional basketball player. I played basketball overseas. I did trucking. I did a bunch of things, but also I have a business finance degree. So I understand the finance and the money side of trucking. I understand where you can go wrong, where you can go right. And also I learned a lot of lessons when I had my trucking career to learn that, okay, there's even more things that you can do to make yourself solidified in trucking. But this is why it's important for you to get somebody that understands the industry that will mentor you. But you can't be cheap with your education, because trucking ain't cheap. This is what I tell people. You can't be cheap with your education, because trucking is not cheap. If you need somebody to help you, you got to understand, if this person's helping me, that's time out of their lives to help me succeed. See, a lot of people want to spend money on the truck, the accessories, what you need on the truck, the truck wash, insurance. But then you want to ask somebody on Instagram to help you with your business. You got to ask backwards. Your education comes first. The people that learn the industry the right way are the people that succeed. The people that actually pay attention and say, you know what, I'm going to invest in my education, whether that's once a month for a call, whether that's getting a course, whether that's doing something, a consultation, whether that's just being a part of the community. I'm going to do something for my education so I can be better, so I can know how to weather the storm. I done talked to a good amount of truckers and telling them and worked with them to how to navigate the storm they're in right now to where they're making money. But you have to be able to put your money up. Trucking is one of the biggest things I would say. It takes money to make money. And you know what? That's not just trucking. That's in life. That's in business, period. The smartest people, the people that kill it in trucking, are the people that have the education, or they know who to talk to and get them to mentor them for the education. Some of y'all just need a phone call just to fix your business. Some of y'all just need a course just to understand how to protect your business. Some of y'all need another course to tell you about lease purchase programs and how to navigate that, how to navigate the insurance. But y'all don't want to do that. You want to just hope that the right Instagram clip comes up so you can get free game. But the free game ain't the best game. It's the game that you pay for. I'm just telling you, in this business and understanding, you can change your life in this industry. You can make sure that you're going to make a lot of money. You can come from nothing and make yourself something. But you have to get the education. Once you get that little bit of cheese, put some money to the side to educate yourself to continue to be better. Put the money to the side to where somebody can tell you to put more money to the side to keep yourself in the industry. But when they say knowledge is power, it's true. The people that are eating right now, the people that are still in the industry, they have a lot of knowledge and they're getting the education that they need. They have somebody that can mentor them. They have some core. They do something to figure out the industry to make themselves better. So put it like this. You want to make money in trucking. You want to survive in trucking. Get the education.